Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
It's been a long journey getting to this day, October 16th, 2025, but we are here in the English countryside about an hour and a half outside of London, and the verdict is in. We've been quiet, listening to liars continue to lie and keeping to ourselves, living and loving our life, as we said, leaving everything in God's hands and letting our lawyer do the talking. But according to the courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a book filled with lies equals $8.8 million. And this is just the beginning, because anyone and everyone that helped promote these lies will hear from my lawyer in the days to come. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. That from my voicemail is the voice of a liar.
Do not text Miko again. Do not call Miko again. Leilani, if you are also checking these messages, that goes for you as well. I am very serious about this. I am very serious about this. Do not text him, period. Period. Please understand that. And Brian, you know me. You know me. And you know that I mean what I'm saying to you.
I've tried, man. I've tried really, really hard to not touch on shit, to let it go, to be the bigger person, to be mature, to be something. But the shit going on with my dad right now, man. If y'all aren't seeing what's happening, if y'all aren't seeing the fact that this is just a very hurt and a very emotionally unavailable and not intelligent person, the person that is still have not been able to handle the death of his own mother, the things that we're seeing him go through right now, to decide to make certain posts on my late brother's birthday. Say what you want, dog.
Wow, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, man. Look like Brian McKnight is speaking out. Look like he's showing you that he had issues, man, and the issues are no longer haunting him for over $8 million. OG, you there?
I'm right here.
OG, this is a family feud that's been going on for a while, and I've been keeping up with it, and I'm just trying to understand, man. Like, I got sons, you know. Boy, I tell you, picking up that phone and talking to your son is very important. Trying to understand where he's at with his psyche. I know already you will have a lot to say about this, but Brian McKnight is he's in a celebrative mode. But the son speaks out and says, "But you're celebrating a win against us on my late brother's birthday. What is going on?" I'm blown away, OG.
Sound like drama to me. I mean, Brian McKnight went to court in London, England. So this had to be in London, England. So apparently the defamation of character was on a book or something slanderous.
That's what it seems.
Said about him and his family. So now the lady that came on talking about you know me and you know, I think that's the bitter ex-wife.
Yes.
So Leilani is the new wife. Now, the son, Brian Jr., he comes on making these wild accusations about what his father didn't do for him, but what did he do for himself? I mean, we could have been the Jonas Brothers. Well, if you could sing that good or play, you could have been a prince by yourself. Your daddy gave you every opportunity to be great. And you said, with your bitter mama, whoever he was having sex with, y'all wasn't in the street. So I don't see these kids that grow up on entitlement that we do too much for, and we give them these leniencies that they didn't earn or they didn't have anything coming. And they said, oh my brother's birthday, heavenly birthday, he's dead. So what?
Damn, OG, hold on. It says, and TMZ wrote, Brian McKnight celebrates his ex-wife not showing up to court, takes it in a huge win. Brian McKnight is already declaring a victory in his defamation case against his ex-wife, Julia McKnight, after she didn't appear in court. Brian filed a motion for default judgment and is waiting for the courts to sign off to make his win official. But the technicality didn't prevent Brian from celebrating. It says the R&B legend posted a video of himself smoking a cigar saying the verdict is in. He said it isn't, according to the courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a field with lies equal $8.8 million. The suit alleges that Julia made false claims about Brian in her book, Mama Bear, beautifully blended, basically calling him an abusive husband and a neglectful father and neglectful to the children. The gleeful video continues with Brian running around and clicking his heels while voicemail, pretty much is there from Julia. Man, what do you think about all this, OG?
I mean, when a woman gets complacent, and then you got these little ugly kids running around taking something that their mother said about you, it's kind of rough. So just because because you're my child, don't mean I have to like you.
Yeah, but OG, you got to communicate with your children, OG. I don't agree with that. Yeah. You the father, you got sons, you need to talk to your boys, make sure that they understand what you're going through when they get grown. Hell, he grown now. This is about a book, and it ain't nothing wrong picking up the damn phone and calling him and putting him in place. That's all I can say about that. Now, this boy got on here talking about his daddy for 3-4 minutes. I didn't play all of it, but he got down and dirty with his daddy about what he felt about it, and it was something an entitled speech.
He was speculating with vague and ambiguous statements. How we grew up and you weren't there, and did he see his wife? See his father with penetration of another woman. You listening to something your mama said, and you sitting up in there looking tacky like a crackhead with a wife beater on, with that cow lick. You can't even grow hair. So you've been a fairy in most of the stuff you doing, Brian Jr.
Man, Brian Jr. just holding it down for his mama, man. That's all.
He ain't holding it down. It must not be, she must not be holding it down for him because he looked destitute. So if she got $8.8 million to give back, she must have made a bank off that book. How come she didn't give none to Brian Jr.?
Listen to this, man. This is the last part because I want you to get the part about the son. They shared a little more about it. TMZ did said, now, when she had sent that recording to Brian McKnight, she said, do not text Nico again. Do not call Nico again. The voice demands, Brian, you know me, and you know that I mean what I'm saying to you. Nico was their son who died from cancer at 32. Again, the message played over, Brian literally skipping. On October the 6th, the parties involved in the case were given 21 days to respond. So stay tuned to see how it turns out. So it's basically, it's tough because they lost a 32-year-old son and the mom did not want him calling him before that.
Just what you just said, a bitter woman is telling him what he can't do with his son that's dying of cancer. Don't call him. You know who you're nobody because the courts just said you was nobody. And it's one thing, and it's these black females that are into this. Oh, you can't see your child, and they go on with this, and then they claim to be the victim. But they done murdered your daddy ain't this and your daddy ain't that. And it wasn't that the man did not like the child. He didn't like the big mouth-ass woman. He couldn't, because if you go around a woman and get to arguing with a child, when a dude's a little kid, he gonna always take the mother's side. So some dudes just choose to stay away. So I'm just saying, there's evidence right here that even the courts saw. When white America see it and take a black man over a black woman, that's compelling evidence, bro.
Wow, and I just hate it for the family.
Why you hate it? You don't even know.
Oh, gee, why do you bother me? Can I say my spiel? No, I'm so sick of you with this. Can I get this out?
Why you hate this?
No, gee, let me say my spiel, okay?
Say yours.
Okay, here I go. I just hate it for the Brian McKnight family because being a father, having a son that's 32, that's still living. Shout out to my son. But at the end of the day, to lose a son, you know, and of cancer and not even be able to speak with him before because you and the mother of your child is going back and forth. You can never get those times back. My mother died of cancer. I had the liberty of being there with her till she passed away, going to the hospital over and over again, going to her different sessions with her, and even seeing my stepfather stay by her side all the way up until the day that she passed. It was a tough time when you're dealing with somebody that's going through cancer. And so I want to say, first of all, man, to the family, man, y'all got to heal, bruh. Y'all got to heal. We got to figure out a way to because all these decisions being made in this depressive state is toxic and triggering. So we got to be careful when we start to argue and spat in the midst of we never healed. And when you look at Brian McKnight, he's smoking on a cigar, but I guarantee you to do this on his son's birthday, he feel a way about it. That's why he put it out on his son's birthday, who passed away, who he couldn't speak to. He had to say something. I know he remembered it. And then the son, he comes out and he speaks out. And it's just a thing where, man, I hate to see families just that's already going through a situation. Brian's done married this Asian woman and moved on. He's over on a whole nother level right now, making songs and everything else with his new mate and trying to move on. And then at the end of the day, still looking at his name and the way they're projecting him in the United States. I don't know where this family is, but it seemed like I don't know if they're in London as well, but he don't want to be projected a certain way. And so for him to fight to keep his name and his legacy in a good state is cool. But I still think the book and everything is out there. The story is out there. The internet is showing him in a way. So therefore, all this stuff he's doing is just throwing really gasoline on the fire. So everybody from TMZ and everybody else picking it up, and now everybody's seeing what's going on. And so whether they write a book about it or whether they just pretty much do content about it, the story is still being told. Go ahead, OG.
When the story's being told, that's the problem with especially blacks. Whenever something, if you're in the right, you should holler loud as possible. We always holler when we're in the wrong. Oh, I didn't do this. Like the interview we just hollered before, I'm innocent. You ain't innocent. You probably didn't do what they said you did, but you did something. You're not innocent. Brian McKnight made a name and a legacy for himself. His children didn't help him in that, and his bitter wife didn't. Now, the son that died of cancer, I don't know what relationship him and Brian had. But whatever the relationship is, if he did this, the celebration on his son's birthday, he was telling his son, we got him. That's what he telling him. And, my son, I don't know. Yeah, the message was to the family, we got him.
What about this other brother that's hurting? The other brother say this is not a good thing, OG.
He need to buy him a shirt. If he was that concerned, he should have been at the graveyard where his dead son, his dead brother was. He over there looking like in a homeless shelter with no shirt on, needing a haircut real bad. So since his mother made all that money off their books, she need to share with him.
Wow, OG, and for you to sit back and make fun of his shirt, he just hanging out lounging at home.
I'm not making fun of
he got a wife beat on. You didn't say that when you were hanging out with Tupac when he had them wife beaters on. Don't talk about Brian McKnight's son with this.
Tupac wasn't sitting there whining and crying with a cow.
Well, Brian Jr. is upset. Brian Jr. loves his daddy, and I'm pretty sure he does. He's just having a moment.
He love his ugly mama.
He loved both of them. He's trying to understand. It's hard on this. You gonna sit here and tell me that fathers and sons don't have issues trying to figure this thing out? You know better than that. They do. They do.
You don't have. If you have a relationship with your child, it's only so far that they're gonna go. I don't believe in my heart. No, out of my 6 sons, out of my 5 sons, I got one that's an asshole. But out of the 5 of them, I don't think any one of them would put me on public blast on the media on some wild shit that I had no control over.
Well, OG, Brian Jr. is having problems with this. Allegedly, he's having big problems with this, and he's speaking out.
He's having problem with fentanyl too.
He ain't. That's alleged, man. No, he ain't. I don't see that nowhere. But shout out to the McKnight family, man. And I pray. Listen to this. When we end it like this, OG, I'm praying for their families. Hey, we got to do better. What?
Your prayers ain't going to the roof.
What you mean?
They ain't gonna do no better.
Listen, they can do better, and I know they can, and I know they can figure this out.
Brian had moved on. He, like you said before earlier, he's in another stage of his life, being successful with another wife, and his old, beat up, old ass wife. She ain't even got a man. She is
whatever. She's a very nice looking lady, and she's probably got a man.
I'm looking at her right now. Like, we ain't gonna.
Julia is not a bad looking woman. Don't you sit up here and try to act like that, because he done moved on.
That lady wig on crooked.
Whatever. Oh my God, OG, really?
I'm just, I ain't gonna tell the complete truth.
No, you ain't gonna tell the truth at all when it come down to these women. You a women basher. You a woman basher. Every time it's a woman thing, or if it's a man that's going through some troubles, I have to try to be the sensitive side. You always Mendigo warrior every situation, and I think that's bullcrap, man. Shout out to Brian McKnight Jr. and Brian McKnight and Julia McKnight and the Asian wife and their family figuring it out, because that's what we do. Our families have been destroyed year through year through year trying to keep us apart, but they're going to co-parent together and they're going to figure this thing out.
No.
OG, what the hell is that?
That's that wine music. I gotta just get you some cheese.
Oh man, let me get off here, man. Guys, if y'all still watching,
America, would you send Boss Talk some cheese, please? He gonna be whining all day long.
No, I'm just saying, man, this is a family, and these are black families that look like you and I, man. And I ain't gonna lie, when I speak on these things, it's to rectify and for people to see that our people, we have our challenges, but as people who are, I'm a family man. I have a family. You a family man. You have kids. Well, you have kids.
I have children.
Okay, you got children, men, whatever, women. But at the end of the day, the black family that we are umbrellaing, we just trying to figure out the way to build bridges instead of building up walls, man. Guys, I love what you guys are doing for us, being successful, but we got to get it right when it comes down to organizing our communication between the Brian McKnight family, man. And I just say we praying for y'all. Me and OG, we praying for y'all, man, to get it right.
Hey, Brian, if I do any prayer, you better send me some part of that $8 million. If I put that, I'm praying that he send me split some of that money. Send it to OG Pyro.
Man, you crazy, man. Guys, enjoy your day. I hope you guys enjoying Boss Talk 101. And shout out to everybody at the barbershop today that was, showing me so much love. Shout out to any shout outs. OG, everybody asking about you all the time. I can't go nowhere without people bothering me about you. I'm fit to tell them, hell.
That's a compliment, because see, you so grouchy, people don't really want to deal with you in that Al Sharpton attitude, bro. So we living for the weekend.
It's already, man. OG, man, thank you, man. Enjoy your night, man. I know Bumpton, California gonna enjoy you this evening. So just hey, man, do what you do out there, man. And Boss Talk 101 want to say thank you everybody for downloading the app. It's been crazy this month. Everybody been downloading. Everybody been subscribing to the channel. The channel's still going up, guys. And I just want to tell you guys thank you. And you're about to see something huge next week. As y'all already know, it's going to be the No Limit Cash Money Extravaganza. Y'all already know what's about to go down. Boss Talk 101 will be in the building. OG Pyro will be in the building. It's going down. We pulling up, and we not playing, man. Not playing. Boss Talk 101 reviews.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.